This is Dax speaking for the management of What's Under the Bed. What's Under the Bed recognizes its responsibility to the community and condemns the excessive use of explicit sexual material in television today. We do, however, love violence, so parental discretion is advised in viewing the following program. Viewers will note, however, that the attitudes and opinions reflected in this program do not reflect the views of the management, this station, the producers of this program, the writers, the actors, or indeed anyone in the audience. So if you're thinking of suing or phoning in complaints, don't bother. This program is produced in Argentina and then dubbed into English. Besides, if you're all that sensitive, you just don't have to watch the program. I mean, you've got arms. Why don't you get up and change the channel? Go see who's on Ellen. That's about your speed, isn't it? Nothing offensive about old Ellen. Take yourself over to that channel. Hey guys, it's Dax from What's Under the Bed. Season 1 is over, and wow, it's been such a wild ride. This video is a recap of the entire season. I'm going to talk about what happened behind the scenes and just throughout the season, and then I'm going to show the highlights of each episode. So our first guest was BJ McDonald, and oh my goodness, there couldn't have been a better first guest. He was awesome. He made this channel. So before the interview happened, my dad looked at me and said, "I can't believe how fearless you are." And I looked at him and replied with, "Oh yeah, I'm scared half to death." But once the interview started, it couldn't have gone better. BJ really calmed my nerves and was such a great interviewee. He answered the questions great. He was very engaged, and it was just the best. And once the recording was all done for, we stopped the recording and everything, he said to us, "I hope I was as good as the other guests." And we all looked at each other like, oh no, he doesn't know he was the first one. So yeah, I'm going to now show you the highlights of that episode because I really love that one. If that interview went south, there wouldn't be a channel. But yeah, roll the clip. I'm getting slightly emotional.
That's good. That's good. Right.
You asked some really good questions that I didn't expect some of these questions, so it was. I had to think. This is a question where, like, no matter how I say it, people will be like, "Oh, hell no."
We also have Gus.
Oh God, I hate to answer this. I'm gonna totally trip and like, whoa, what is this? Because the movie Heavy Metal, like the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, God. Ooh, I think. Oh, that's so hard. It was something like that. I remember that. I just got chills. Jeez. One of your questions have been really fun because they're just totally different. Yeah. No, thanks for having me. I had a great time.
Episode 2 was with Hannah Fearman, and she was really fun all around. It was an amazing interview. And we actually met her at a convention called Days of the Dead in Atlanta. And she immediately offered to go onto the show for an interview. And we were thrilled. I was thrilled. Research really became a thing in our format. And when I'd ask these questions, I'd get these amazing sound bites. And she actually gave us one of the best reactions to date. Which one lives? And yeah, but these sound bites were something that we now strive for in all the episodes after her. And her interview was just chock full of them, and it was amazing. Yeah, so let's roll a clip for the clips and highlights. Come on.
Wow, you did your homework, bro. That's incredible. You printed out my paintings. Oh my gosh. And those guys made me completely nuts. What about you? What about you? Okay, you listened to that, did you? Wow, okay. I won't vote for you then. Oh, bro, this is brutal. It was far out. Oh, I can't believe you really dug up some stuff on me, man. That's crazy. Oh. You made me murder my babies.
Episode 3 was with Alex Essoe, where this one really, I went deep into the research. This was actually the first one where I interviewed someone just to interview her. She knew a lot about movies and music, so it was really fun to ask more about those things as well. Actually, the first time we tried to interview her, she was filming in Canada and couldn't get good Wi-Fi and spent like 3 to 4 hours trying to get Wi-Fi. We ended up rescheduling for later in the week, but it really does say something about her to be driving around Canada trying to find a place just so she can be in the interview. So yeah, let's go to these clips.
Oh man, you really did your homework. I'm impressed. You know, it's so funny hearing you say some of these things that I haven't thought about in such a long time. But it's really funny. Everybody wore bras on their heads. And I was like, oh. No. What? Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. That's the only time I've ever told that story. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love David Bowie and I've loved him since I was 3 and he was the Goblin King. I mean,
He's the Goblin King.
He's the motherfucking Goblin King. Oh yeah. Man. Ah! That movie has so much balls. Oh. Oh, man. Well, oh, you know my favorites. How did you know? God. Okay. Dude, you have a bright future ahead of you. Really, you're very well researched. You ask great questions. Really, it's a lot of fun.
And we're back. So episode 4 was with Patrick Brice. And it was the first time that I really realized that I got different answers because of my age. Me and him had a lot of similarities because we both grew up with divorce, and when we talked about that, it felt more like an older brother, with the encouragement of an older brother, saying like everything's gonna work out. But it wasn't all heavy. We had a lot of laughs. He's a funny guy. He's a funny director, and I think you can see that in the clips I'm about to show you. So let's look at them.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. It's so cool that you have both those posters up there, by the way. Thanks for doing that. That's so sweet. Oh my God. Okay, that's a pretty wild one. That's jumping into the deep end for sure.
Which one would live?
I mean, by the way, congratulations. You've really done a brilliant job of research with this. I've got like dad brain right now. Oh my God.
It is the movie. It's the one movie. It's the one movie.
What is going on here? They all just roll into each other at this point. I don't know. I mean, I think that's a great idea. I can't explain it. If I could explain it, I would. It's funny because I was about to say I wouldn't be gratuitous about it, and it's pretty gratuitous in all of the examples you just mentioned. Oh my gosh. So first of all, congratulations. You've done your research. It's amazing actually to hear. So thank you for that. But this is an impossible choice that you're giving me right now. I just want to say congratulations on being such a great interviewer. And this was better than I would say 80 or 90% of the interviews that I've done before. I said that I wasn't going to do any more podcasts at one point, but I broke that rule for you, and I'm glad I did because this was really fun. And I wish you the best of luck, man.
Joe Dante. Are you kidding me? On episode 5, I got Joe Dante to go do an interview with me. I must have been the beneficiary of someone in the office calling in sick that day, because, wow. Not only did he agree to do an interview with this silly little kid on his silly little show, but it was on a holiday, of all things. In the interview, there's activities going on in the background. He's on some side room while all the holiday festivities are going on in the other. It's just crazy. Joe Dante. Let's check out these highlights.
Is this an either or? I don't get all three? I did something that Roger Corman had always told me he had done, and I never believed him. And we had an exploding helicopter that we got out of one movie, and we'll just fix it so you don't have to do anything. And I said, that sounds good. I guess that's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I figured, boy, this is it. That's the end of my career. We forget the fact that we just crossed a fence, and there's some farmer who owns this place, and now he's got a gun, and he says, no, you can't go into people's neighborhoods and blow up their houses. You can say, no, and just think if he hadn't done that, how much you could sell those cells for. I was always convinced while I was doing it that it was going to be the worst movie ever made, and I would never work again. I really want a sequel. And kudos are given to fathers who indulge their kids to the point where they end up, having a career. That was.
I'm starstruck that I just got advice from Joe Dante.
I mean, you have to take it.
So, do you prefer fast zombies or slow zombies? Nothing? Okay, maybe someday. Oh, hi, we're back. Episode 6 with Brian Whitton. And he had seen episodes of our interviews previously. And he came in with an approach like, I know what you got on others, so what do you have on me? And it ended up being this playful back and forth, and it was really fun. And I hope he enjoyed it as much as we did. He's got so many things in the works, and I can't wait to talk to him again soon. But in the meantime, let's look at these clips.
Huh. That's a good question.
Right
Right on.
just
You guys are good. I don't. Oh, now I remember. So now I remember. It wasn't good. You did good research. No, fudge. I feel you could. Oh, it's disgusting. You could put whatever you could pick whatever meats you want. Turkey, ham, salami. It's so bad. I tried to listen to that recently, and it's just terrible. Like, I totally forgot about that. That was a good one. What was it called? Oh, schnooks. So it's fun, but he was a bit, little loopy. That's very funny. Oh, that's a good question. What? No, that is not true. Bing. That's so funny. No, that's it. Good research, man. You guys, dude, that's, I mean, now, see, it's so tough, but the
Yo in 1979.
even know that. I'm not kidding. I fly backwards over my seat. Yeah, I know. But they're not the big horror fans. I love that you are.
Now we're at episode 7, Rich Ragsdale. I knew about his movies before I talked with him, but I really didn't know about him. But through my research, he's composed, he's an experimental photographer, a writer, a director, a visual artist, an animator, and he's done so much, and he's so prolific. It's crazy. And he wrote a piece of music that we're going to use as our season 2 theme, and also the theme for the audio podcast. He's become such a friend to the show and to me, and I can't thank him enough for his contributions to it. I'm proud to show you guys these highlights.
We were weird kids, so well, yeah, we were cool like that. See, that's me and my brother. They were all. It was just like a long list of really dumb names. We were not discerning beyond that. Oh yes, like fell off. I didn't care. I just pick it back up, and us and our friends like killing each other. We would just senseless murder, and just like we would, like So as a kid, your job is to figure out how to get around that. So, we were just dumb. So it's like we would just do as many variations on friend murder as we could, and they would murder us too. I mean, it was an equal opportunity murders. Yeah. I've always liked monsters, though, in scary things. Just fly into the night to go off and feed on whatever, small children or something. I don't know. His name was Go-Go. He had a girlfriend that they called Banana. It makes for a good story. you know. So, you know, it's like, and I was like, man, this is like something that like dumb white people do in horror movies. We got along pretty good. She's all right. It was not a popular show, but well, you know what? I'll see what I can do.
Oh, we're back. So episode 8 was with Dee Wallace, and it was an honor to have her. If it wasn't for her, this channel wouldn't exist, because about a year before the show actually started, I lost all my confidence, and she sent a video that really helped me get it back.
Hello, my friend Dax. It's Dee Wallace. I think it's an amazing idea that you had. So, you know what? Don't let anybody in your life ever stop you from your dreams, baby. Because if you have the dream, you're meant to fulfill it. You go finish that and send it to me, okay? I'm sending you lots of love, Dax.
This show really wouldn't have been around if it wasn't for her. And it was such a pleasure to have her on, and even have her on the 40th anniversary of this little guy's movie. I actually got to see her after the interview at Spooky Empire, and she said she had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm so glad she did. So yeah, let's look at these clips.
Oh, now where did you get that? You got to look at this girl. This girl's going to be a big star. Needless to say, I did not get the part. Yes, on all those things. Yes, I was a busy girl. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. That's me, baby. You have really done your research, dude. Oh, sure. Yeah, I absolutely did. We all laughed about it. We had fun with it. Nobody ratted me out either.
You were head cheerleader.
Is that where you got all this? Huh?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
You just think of all the press you could get. It was so cheesy. I mean, we were halfway down a salt mine.
Ooh,
and I was the only
worse.
one that spoke English. Boy, where do you get all this information about me, huh?
That's my
Where
secret.
My Lord, you must have gone back 30 years researching this stuff. I just want to tell you how awesome you are. And what a great freaking interview this has been. So much fun finding out that you found out all that stuff about me. I'm in shock, really.
Huh. Oh, hey, you think anybody's gotten in trouble with one of these things? Episode 9 was with Lisa Wilcox. She was the first guest who's been in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and she's the first and most likely only guest who's ever been on a Monopoly board. I'd love to thank her so much for going on to the show. I really enjoyed her. She was a lot of fun to talk to. And yeah, let's look at these highlights.
That's an interesting question. I would have to say so creepy. So creepy. And they're puppies. Okay. I mean, yes. Those Saturday afternoons showing those black and white fabulous Draculas and Frankensteins and all kinds of movies. I'm like, oh my God, what's it like? What happens? You know? Oh my gosh, we were absolutely so excited. Are you kidding? California, going to California, California boys. that image obviously made quite an imprint on me. And yeah, so that's what happened. Oh, that's an interesting question. Oh, I wish, free me from the evil footlight. So finally I said, okay, fine, you know. Now my husband comes running out the back door with a butcher knife like this. Right? He said, what's going on down there? Like, oh no, I'm just here with my friend, you know. He's like, well, you had a little too much to drink there, Ms. Randazzo, that kind of thing. I mean, gosh, it's an interesting question. Where did you get one of those? Oh my gosh, I'm very impressed. But boy, oh boy, did I laugh out loud when I ran across those pictures. I would say so. They're like, you can't find those anymore. Yes, they brought it. Yes.
Good.
Yes. No, except that I had a great time, and I love the research you've done, and so you're so well prepared and well spoken, and it was a real pleasure.
What are you doing up there, silly? So episode 10 is Rob Schmidt, and he was so patient with us. We talked to him, and he agreed to do an interview, but it took us so long to actually schedule one, but he stayed with us the entire time, and I'm really thankful for that. He actually teaches at Emory Film, and I can't wait to see him in August. He's also an amazing storyteller and has a great laugh you'll see in the clips, so let's hear it.
It's about midnight, and she's in the kitchen, and she hears a noise, and she looks up, and there's a man in the dining room staring at her with wild eyes, and she hears him go up the stairs, and she thinks, oh my God, the children are upstairs, and she's like, I know what I saw. And I know what I saw, and I don't believe in ghosts, but I know what I saw.
Dang.
Yeah, but it was that kind of place. It was a really strange place, you know.
That was an amazing start to this interview. Holy crap, that's amazing.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. How old were you
when that you know that?
I regret mentioning that then.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry for bringing it up. No. And I couldn't see, and I had my arm in front of me, and I was aware that my arm could be eaten, you know, and that I might die. And so that was scary. My mom felt the need to tell us about that so that we wouldn't leave our beds. The 70s were not a high point for parenting. You know, that's an amazing question. It's a great question. It's a great question. Boy, I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, that's a really interesting question. And
around 7 years old.
Oh my God. Okay. I like lost my shit. Like I started crying hysterically, and the bad ones. So, I found my solution. Yeah. boy, that's really tough. Okay. Oh, good Lord. Oh my gosh. Where did you hear that?
I have my ways.
You know,
Yeah.
I think you're a really charming kid, and I hope you show up to class. So I guess I don't have a question right now, but hopefully you'll come to class and make some movies.
Jeremy Licht, episode 11. The interview so nice, we had to do it twice. Jeremy Licht was very patient with us. We had technical difficulties on the first interview, so we had to reschedule it much later and do it again. Both interviews were amazing. He was very nice that he stuck around so we could do the second interview. And I was really glad to have him on the show. And yeah, let's look at the highlights.
Oh, that's a great question. All the time. My brother and I used to do that all the time. It was, by the way, for the record, it was totally worth it. I don't know. I'm not a boogeyman kind of guy, but as an adult, it is profoundly fun to do this twisted stuff. Oh, that is a great question, and I should have. Exactly. You know, that took a very savage turn. But even I was starstruck walking into a room and reading for Joe Dante and for Steven Spielberg. And he had just come off of a little movie called E.T. Oh, nice. So you know that movie?
Yeah.
And he walks towards the TV, and there's a spotlight that comes in from nowhere. And Joe Dante would say, okay, so your uncle is going to pull this thing out. It's going to be this tremendous, scary rabbit. Okay, there is something very serious going on here that you never have firm footing, which was Joe's vision of, oh my gosh, and all your heart is beating out of your chest. You know there's something scary. Don't open the door. There's something behind it. And then I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly terrified. It was pretty surreal, to be honest with you. I mean, for those of you who don't know what that means, Google it. Well, I got to tell you, you are a great interviewer. You do your homework. You've got great questions, and I think you've got a very bright future should you choose to go this route.
Episode 12, the season finale, was Heather Langenkamp, and what a conversation it was. There's so much written and talked about on Nightmare on Elm Street and Nancy that I really didn't want to touch on it that much. Her career is amazing before and after Nightmare on Elm Street, and there's stuff going on now. She's directed a film. She has a new show coming out with Netflix. The stuff she's done with her effects studio. She's so much more than Nancy. I was so lucky to have her on for our season finale. I can't thank her enough, and I'd also like to thank our mutual friend, Janet Waddles, for setting it up for us and helping us make this happen. So here's the highlights for our season 1 finale. What's going on?
Oh, are you off?
Sorry about that. Hold on.
That's okay. Oh, that was a runaway vehicle had come down the hill at full speed and just smashed into my rent-a-car. I know. That was such an honor. Gosh. I mean, they all happened, in very different parts of my life. So, are you back? Are you gone again?
It keeps doing that. Hold on.
As being, I think chained to the rock and the ravens and the vultures eating out his guts. Like there's a lot of horror.
Aw.
Yeah. Who did you interview to find that one out? Oh my God. It was called, oh God, I wish I could remember the name of it. Well, I have to say, when we got along great, we kind of became friends over this horrible situation. Maybe. Gosh, I mean, those are all me. I mean, I'm a little bit nerdy on the inside, and I could just totally get funky as, gosh, let me think about it for a second. He's not scary. He's not even a monster. He's like a sad merman who has a bloody blowhole. Yeah. Well, that's next. Our next interview can talk about that. Well, no, I think you're conducted probably the best interview that I've ever sat for, and your depth of research and your delightful questions have really been a pleasure. And I now you've brought this whole thing about my own past into full color, and I love it. Thank you so much.
Hey, if you're watching this, you're done. You've watched the recap. Good on you. Sorry for the notebook, but I have a few people I want to thank, and I don't want to forget anyone. But I would like to thank Danielle Harris and Tara Ansley. This show would not exist without them. They were so helpful in everything and so nice. Dee Wallace and Kane Hodder for their encouragement. Janet Waddles and Russ Gladden for doing introductions to some of the guests. Zach Gain, Precious Chong, and Kevin Ragsdale for actually helping us with some of the research. I would also like to thank Rich Ragsdale for now composing our theme song. I'd like to thank all my guests for just being here. It's been so fun. I'd like to thank my grandmother and my father. They've been behind the scenes and helping me throughout the entire way, and I'm really thankful for them. And I'd like to thank you, my audience, because if it wasn't for you guys, the show wouldn't be the same. Thank you. Also, season 2, there is no wait. Be ready. We've got an amazing lineup. I'm so excited to show you guys. Enjoy it. It's so good. I'm so happy about it. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching the entire season 1. Can't wait to see you guys in season 2.